Alright, today we're going to talk about the lengthy process of editing videos from Insta360 and also how you can speed up that process a little bit. As I was editing this video, Insta360 has released a new firmware update for the Insta360 1R. This update allows you to shoot in MP4 format with the 4K camera, but you still have to shoot in INSV file if you are shooting the 360 camera. One thing to add, there is a plugin for Adobe Premiere that allows you to edit the INSV file directly. With the new update, they actually added a new plugin that works in Final Cut also. So if you use Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, you should be good and not have to even use their app or Insta360 Studio. But in my situation, I use DaVinci Resolve and they still don't have a plugin to allow you to use their file directly with DaVinci Resolve. That being said, I still need to go through Insta360 Studio to export my video to a normal MP4 format so I can then edit it in DaVinci Resolve. So I did a 5-minute long video at 5.7K resolution and 30 frames per second. And this is a pretty general case for any type of Insta360 videos. So for example, if you were to get an Insta360 camera and you wanted to take a short video of you skateboarding, or your dog or this or that, this would most likely be the format you would film in, and that would probably be about a 5-minute long video. I really hope my neighbor doesn't see me doing this. I decided to use the app on my phone instead of the computer software because Insta360 seems to put more time and effort into that software, making it have more features and a little bit easier and intuitive to use. So to start off, you should probably download the video from the camera to your phone because this allows you to not worry about connectivity issues, losing the Bluetooth, or just the videos being a little bit smoother when you're editing them. If you're doing a smaller video, you could probably do with just leaving the video on the camera, but anything longer than 5 minutes, I would definitely suggest downloading it because you'll just end up having problems when you try to render it in the future. One thing to keep in mind is you have to keep the app open. If you were to close it by going to another program or close out your phone, it will cancel the download and you will have to restart it from the beginning. So it took me about 11 minutes to download the complete file, which was a total of 3 gigs that I had to use up on my hard drive space on my phone. And this is a problem because not all of us have that much space on our phone to give to a 5-minute long video just so we can edit it. Anyways, moving on to the next step, I spent about 7 minutes editing the video. Using the software on the phone, it's very intuitive, pretty easy. So adding keyframes to be able to reframe the video so it looks more like a normal camera and it pans and looks at whatever subject I'm wanting it to. And it's also pretty easy to cut out stuff using the app. So after cutting the video, I cut it down to a 3-minute and 30-second video. No particular reason. I just wanted to cut out some stuff and see how that worked. Once you're done editing your video, you're able to export it. I did a quick export, which rendered the video at 1080p and took about 12 minutes, taking up about 1.29 gigs of my phone memory. A key point to remember is while you're doing this, just like downloading the video, you have to keep the app running in the foreground. Once you do that, then you're able to hook your phone up to your computer and upload your video. This took about 5 minutes. Then I was ready to actually edit the video how I want to in my editing software, DaVinci Resolve. So as you can see, it took about 35 minutes for me to just get the video to the point that I can edit it with my editing software. Whereas normal videos, you would just insert your memory card, download the video, and you're ready to go. All right, the next part, the good stuff. How to speed up this process. The first thing, I would suggest uploading the video to your computer first. This will take about a couple minutes. When you upload it to your computer, you're able to edit it on the Insta360's studio software. It's not as good as the phone, but you can get the job done for any rough cut, and then you'll do most of it in your software like DaVinci Resolve. Or the key to using this software on the computer is you take your whole video, you trim it down to a small clip out of that video that you may want, and you start exporting that. The difference is in the app, you would edit your whole video and you would cut and splice and you would trim, and you would just have a whole video that would get trimmed down to, like I said in the earlier video, a 5-minute video got trimmed down to a 3.5-minute video. The difference is when you're using the software for the computer, you want to trim down the first part, you start exporting that, then you start working on the next part that you want to trim down. You put in your keyframes all while it's exporting. Then you start exporting that and it will start pending and it will export once the first one was done. You keep doing this for each clip out of your whole video that you want, and then they will export while you're working. And if you do this correctly, you can get that process from 35 minutes down to about 10 minutes easily. Another thing to keep in mind is what type of profile you are exporting in. I suggest using the default, which is the H.264 format. I timed each different profile to see what the difference is, and that seemed to be the best. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. If you have any tips on how we can speed this process up even more, leave it in the comments below. All right, well, that's all I got. So I hope you all have a good day. Peace.